All right, good morning everyone. It is November 1st, Saturday at just after 8:20 in the morning. We're back out here in the mountains of Montana looking for elk. It's rifle season now, so I ended up trying to get back to that place that I went in my previous video with the mountain lion tracks in it, and the road is just sheer ice now, so I wasn't able to make it up there. So I'm in a brand new area today. We're driving around and we're looking for a good spot to get out and start our hunt. So I've got Onyx pulled up on my phone, and we're just gonna keep going until we find a spot that looks promising and has all the elements that elk are looking for. If we can find a field with some water or even a spring in it for the cattle that are around here, then that would be awesome. So we're gonna keep poking along here and hopefully we can get something. Forgot to mention the weather. It's supposed to be mid-60s today and blowing almost 50-mile-an-hour gusts. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get up high as I can before I get out and start walking, just to try to save my legs a little bit. And then I'm trying to get on the backside of some of these hills where the wind is coming from, in hopes that the elk would be up high and then bedding in these areas that they can have the wind to their back and be looking out so that they can see anything that's coming from below them. So I'm still driving along here on the road and trying to get up a little bit higher before I get out and put my pack on and start putting my boots to the ground. So we're in it now. Let's see if we can make something happen. All right, quick update for you. It is 9:30, just after 9:30. I've been walking for about 20 minutes. I'm about 3/4 of a mile in here now. I was able to park at a saddle, and there was a pretty good trail that runs this ridge line that I've been walking on. And on this ridge line, there's quite a few pocket fields with really tall grass. Here, I'll show you. It is really tall grass, and there's still some good bedding cover in here. So what I did was, the wind is coming from that way, so I'm on this side of the ridge. I'm just poking along through this really slow, thinking maybe I can find something that's bedded down in here. Maybe they were up feeding this morning and maybe they're bedded down in here, I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna keep poking on this for a little while, and eventually this field will get me to where I want to get to. So I'm just gonna take it slow and easy. I think the weatherman was right on with today. It is blowing 40 plus easy up here, so see if we can make something happen. You can tell there's quite a few sets of tracks in here that look fairly recent. A lot of the sign in here looks like it was from archery season, but it's beautiful. I can see a long ways in here, so chances are if I'm able to lay eyes on something, I'm going to be able to get a crack at it. So looks like there's a good mix of deer and elk sign in here too, which is encouraging. Man, there's just old rubs and scrapes all over the place in here. It's crazy. There's quite a few deer tracks in this leftover snow. Just moving along real slow. Go through this really thick stuff. I'll be really surprised if I don't jump a deer, or at least see something in here in the very near future. I have the wind straight in my face. Just walking through here, I'm sure that they're probably bedded down because it's starting to get warm now, but there's still some snow left over on these north faces that the sun doesn't hit. So that's really what I'm looking for, these cool areas where they're going to be laying down today. So far we got good sign. We got deer and elk crab all over. Lots of tracks. It's just a matter of pushing on through this stuff and seeing them before they see me. Of course, as soon as I just said that, I just heard one go bounding off. I don't know how big it was, I didn't see it, but couldn't have been 75 yards in front of me here. I'm gonna try to ease up through this stuff and see if I can't see it, and if it's got horns, then if I can get a shot at it, it'll be an easy back out to the truck. So there's those tracks. I don't think that deer was 60 yards from me. It was just on the other side of some really, really thick blowdowns, so I couldn't see him. I could hear him take off though. Like I said, I'm not sure what it was. I don't know if it was a buck or a doe, but I'm gonna walk on these tracks for a little bit and see if I can at least determine what it was, or catch up to it and look for horns. If I can't catch up to it, I'll just keep poking through here. There was a lot of deer tracks that I've seen so far, so there's no way that that's the only deer that's in here. But it would be nice to see what it was. It is 10:33. I just stopped to take my pack off and take my jacket off and get a sip of water real quick and keep plugging along here. I wasn't able to catch up to that deer to see what it was, but it's still traveling in the direction that I'm traveling. There's a lot of like low grass underneath this canopy of trees. It's just really pretty. There's tracks all over the place in here, so I find it hard to believe that I won't end up seeing another deer or hopefully an elk in here. So put my pack on and keep plugging along and see what we can find. Alright, it's been a while since we last talked. It is 11:36 now, and I am 3.15 miles back in here now. Really nothing but old elk signs so far. It's pretty discouraging. There's even spots where there's still snow up in here, and there's a good amount of elk tracks, but you can just tell that they're all old. I don't know if they're from archery season or what, but here's what I'm looking at. So you can tell, I mean, there's quite a few elk tracks up in here, but just a lot of old stuff. So I don't know if there was just a herd that passed through here during archery season or what's going on, but I keep walking out on this trail, and there's a couple more pocket fields up ahead that I'm going to check out. If nothing else, we'll cross a spot off the list that we know the elk aren't and move on to the next spot. Still plugging along up here in the wind. Just got on to the real top of this ridge line. I'm just running it now. I'm gonna stop. There's quite a bit of snow up here on my left hand side, so it would be the north side of this hill. I say hill, we're up here, we're above 7,000 feet now, so yeah, I'm gonna keep running this for a little bit and see if I can't catch something laying down up here in the nice snow where it's cooler. And if not, we'll probably turn around and start heading back. It's 12:30 now and I'm over 4 miles in here, so thankfully it's trail all the way out if I really want to stick to it, but I'll probably do some busting through some brush on the way back just to try to kick something up, get a shot at it. Well, I finally found a place up here that I can sit down and eat a sandwich and glass this whole hillside. Doesn't look like there's any real tracks in the snow up here. I'm surprised, but I'm gonna sit here for a little bit, see if something steps out in the open where I can spot on it and make a play. I'm back in here quite a ways now, so hopefully we can get a crack at something in the next, I don't know, hour or so, and if not, then pack it up and head back to the truck, and maybe we'll bump something on the way out. I gotta go right back through all the thick bedding cover and stuff on the way out, so we'll try to do our best to make something happen. Well, I've been sitting here glassing for a little bit and not seeing anything. Probably been close to an hour sitting here now, and the wind's only getting worse, the temp's dropping, and I got a long way back to the truck, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start hiking back and spend some time in that thick stuff, the thick bedding cover where we jumped that deer this morning, and try to kick something out of there or sneak up on something. It's been a good day. It's been a good hike. We've found some new spots. We've eliminated a lot of spots where the elk aren't, and yeah, we're gonna get working and get out of here now. Oh, we're back moving again. It's kind of funny, some of the things you think about when you're just hiking around out here. I've been hunting for almost 10 years out here now. And the 1 year that I decided to finally do this whole YouTube thing and document some of the videos and crazy experiences that I've had out here, I see less animals than I've ever seen in a single season. But, oh well, that's hunting. It's all about the highs and the lows, and I hope you're enjoying following along on all of these lows. I know eventually there's going to be a couple of high points here, so appreciate you watching. I'm going to be dropping new weekly hunting videos from now until the end of the year, so feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy watching this video. I'm gonna get back to hiking out of here and See if we can make something happen on the way out. I really thought that the elk and deer would be pushed back up in here, up higher. It's just surprising to me that all the sign that I've seen that's fresh is down lower. All of the sign up high that I've seen today has all looked like it's been from archery season, so it's the way it goes sometimes. If nothing else, I know where the elk aren't, and I marked a couple of decent spots for possible archery camps next year, so I consider that a win. I was just about to turn my GoPro on and make a video about how I was back to that spot where I saw that deer jump up this morning. And I come around the corner and there's 6 mule deer that just take off running like crazy right in the road. I didn't even get to see what they were. I know 2 of them were does, but I didn't see what the others were. I just saw their butts as they were running through the trees. So I'm gonna try to sneak through this again and see if I can't maybe catch up to them. At least see what they were. And get some action though, that's good. Those deer are 75 yards from me. There's 6 does and 1 really small buck. I don't even think he's a forky, I think he's just a spike. So I keep watching behind him, thinking that maybe there's a bigger one that'll come out. Unfortunately, I think they're too far for the GoPro to get them, but they're right there.
just on the other side of this tree. I'm trying to walk out here so I don't get them all spun up and running crazy, but I don't think that's gonna happen. There they go. It's cool. A little excitement. Yeah, he's just a little guy. He barely had a fork on one side, so he's lucky my dad's not here, because that would have been in the freezer if that was him. But we'll keep moving. Clearly the deer are on their feet, so hopefully we can catch a couple more, and maybe we can even catch a couple elk on their feet. That'd be awesome. We'll see. Along the edge of this old timber cut, and I've come across a mess of these old bearing trees. I don't know if you can see that. And then here is the BLM marker in the ground. And then there's a couple more of those bearing trees here too. There's one over there. But the date on those is 580. So, pretty crazy to think that they've been here for that long. The things you see in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of funny how days like today will remind you that elk hunting especially, but really just any hunting in general, is just as much mental as it is a physical challenge. I mean, like those deer, we put in a little over 7 miles and we're still not back to the truck yet today, and almost 2,000 feet of elevation gain. It's so easy to just look down and not be aware of your surroundings for a split second and miss opportunities. Like I was saying earlier, right before I saw those deer, I was looking down, trying to get my GoPro out of my pocket so I could give a quick update. Lo and behold, I look up and those deer are looking at me. So, never let your guard down. Can't tell you how many times I've been burned by getting too comfortable because I'm physically tired. It's not a good feeling, because then you kick yourself even more when you do miss those opportunities that you work so hard for. Right now I'm just down over the hill, kind of walking through some of this thicker stuff, paralleling that road that we walked in on this morning. Trying to jump something or get eyes on something to get a shot at it. There's a lot of traction through here, but man, it's just so thick that you're not going to see anything until it's right on top of you. But this crazy wind is actually helping conceal a lot of my movement and noise. It's kind of nice being able to walk at a decent speed and talk instead of having to just creep slowly through, not making any noise. Hopefully it pays off. Alright, just made it back to the truck. I walked through all that thick stuff on the way back and didn't see any good sign or anything worth sitting on until dark, so we got about an hour and 15 minutes before shooting light's done, so figured we'd drive around and glass some of these hillsides now that we know the animals are up and moving, and maybe we can catch something. We should have enough time to make a play on anything that we see. That's why I kind of hustled out of there as quick as I did. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Looks like we did 7.94 miles and 1,300 feet elevation gain. So I'm gonna pause that and we'll see if we need it again later. Hopefully we do. Slight change of plans. There was a couple people sitting in the spots that I wanted to glass from, so we're calling an audible and we're going back up the mountain to a different side of the mountain than we were on previously. And then there's a couple of old cutoff areas in here where I've seen deer and elk before, so I'm going to try to get up here to an area that you can see a bunch from, and we're going to sit up here until dark, and hopefully we don't have to sit until dark until we see something. We can run out and make a play on it. Well, everyone, we just made it back to the main road. Didn't see anything glassing, and the sun has officially set on our Saturday. Didn't get anything, but it was another great showing with seeing all those mule deer today. Just a testament to the fact that our mule deer numbers in that spot are bouncing back, so that's great to see. Next week is going to be special. My dad is going to be out here for a whole week for hunting, for our annual hunting trip, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of laughs, a lot of jokes, and hopefully a lot of shooting. So make sure you tune in next week for our videos. For all my new subscribers, I really appreciate you guys following along. For everyone else, if you wouldn't mind just leaving a like or subscribe, or even leave me a comment with what you're enjoying so far about the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So thanks for following along. We'll catch you on the next one.